Good morning. Welcome to day 66 of the 100-day project. This is day 65. It is part one of hopefully just 2 videos. I just decided I was going to make a bunny bag journal at the end of the video yesterday, so the first part started off a little different. I mentioned yesterday that if you wanted an egg shape or a carrot shape or anything like that, to go ahead and get that ready and get some cardstock ready, because we're going to put that in our bag. And you need 6 different bunny shapes, or you can make them all the same, whatever you want to do. My egg shape is perfectly sized for this bag, luckily, so I'm going to cut out my eggs from this template here. This is just from a candy box from years ago. I'm just going to cut around. I'm going to test it and see if I really want eggs, because if I don't, I'll go get another piece of cardstock and I'll just cut pieces to fit on my pages. So I'm going to cut one out and then we'll test it and we'll decide. Okay, I have 1 egg cut out. I think that'll be really cute. I think I'm going to go with the egg shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out all the rest of my cards. If you're not using eggs, then measure your section here and cut out your cardstock to fit on here so that you have your background. And I'd leave a little bag showing because I think it's cute. Okay, I have all my little eggs cut out. Now I need to decide which bunny is going to go on which egg. And do I want anything else on the egg before I glue the bunny on top? Okay, I have my bunnies in order on the colors that I want. So they're all sitting up here, and I'm gonna lead off with this bunny. I want her to be the front page. So I've decided to take some of this rickrack that I've got, and I think I'm gonna put rickrack on the egg. I'm just gonna use a wet glue. This is Sobo glue. It's just what I have on hand. I'm gonna let these dry on here a little bit, and then I'll trim the edges, and I'm not gluing my bunny on yet. You can distress around your eggs if you want to. I'm taking some papers that I've got, and I'm gonna take some decorative scissors, and I'm gonna cut out strips that fit across my egg. So I've got my eggs all decorated, and I like the paper, I like the rickrack. I decided to leave this one blank. It's just 1 egg that didn't get decorated. I did decide to go ahead and go around my eggs with my distress ink. It is Walnut Stain by Tim Holtz, and I am going to go around the bunnies too, and the reason I decided to do that is because I am going to put some on the bag as well. Okay, all my bunnies are distressed, all my eggs are distressed. Now it's time to bring in your carrot if you're going to use a carrot, and what I've chosen to do is make my carrot out of black cardstock, and then I'm going to make a little bit of a green area for the top part, and I'm going to put some string around the top, and I'm going to do some writing, and this is what it's going to look like unless I change it. And it'll just sit on the bunny like this in the book. I'm thinking of cutting out some sections of the top part, but I haven't decided that yet. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is for now. I'm gonna trace out a carrot like this, and I'm gonna trace with white pencil so that I can see it. Then I'm gonna take my carrot and put it on my green cardstock and just trace around the top part. And I'm just going to glue my green little section to the top of my carrot. And then I'm going to trim it again so that it's lined up. And then I'm just going to take a little piece of my string, my yarn, and this came from a quilt store years and years ago. And I'm just going to tie a bow around the carrot. You can trim your ends if you want to. And then I'm just going to take my jelly roll pen and I'm going to write my little note. That's all I'm going to do unless I change the top of this. What I want to do now is work on my bag just a little bit. All I want to do is glue down some areas that I know I won't be using. Then I want to take my bag and I'm just going to give it a little crinkle. I want it to have some wrinkles so the distress pad will roll over it and get the distress on the wrinkles. So I'm just going to take my pad and just roll it over like this. A lot of this area won't be seen, but some of it will. My bag's gonna fold this way, so I want a ribbon to go around it to tie it. So I'm gonna put the ribbon on the very back. So here's my book. I'm gonna fold this in, and I'm gonna turn it all the way over like that so that the very back page that's exposed is gonna be where I glue my ribbon so it can come around my book and tie. While this is drying, I'm just gonna add the egg. This is the one that's going on the very back. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take double-sided tape. This is scrappy tape. It works just as well as score tape if you're familiar with score tape. And I'm gonna put some on the back of my egg. Then I'm gonna take my tape backing off and I'm gonna use glue stick. And I'm gonna hold it down until it sticks to the bag really well. And I'm gonna put all my eggs on each page. Okay, I have all my eggs in my basket. All my eggs in my bag, and I'm gonna start putting my bunnies in. I'm just gonna start in the center. And I put double-sided tape on the back, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I did a minute ago. Pull off the tape and put glue on the back of the bunny and glue it down. Okay, so that's one in. I'm gonna glue the rest of my bunnies on. Okay, all my bunnies are on, and I really kind of made a mistake using the glue stick because I forgot I was gonna be gluing over trim. So I suggest using a wet glue, then set something down on top of it to kind of hold it in place until everything's set. So I'm gonna have to go back and kind of redo a couple of mine, the ones that are on the trim. Before we put on our carrots, I'm gonna go ahead and put some trim around the bag. What I do is I just open the first page here and I just take some trim of any kind that I like, yarn or ribbon or anything, and I just stick it in the page and just bring it to the outside and then tie it. I'm going to go ahead and use another piece of sari ribbon, give it a little more body, so to speak. So now our carrots. I wanted something here. I didn't want to do a bunch of cutting, so I went snooping around to see what I had, and I found these brads that I could use. Little flower brads that would look kind of cute there. So I'm going to stick a brad on there. Let's put a hole here in the middle of our carrot top. Stick our brad through and then open it up. There we go. I think that's just adorable. So then I'm just going to glue that on to my bunny. Not sure how I want it on here. I don't want to cover her face. Well, I'm just going to go this way. She's carrying it over her shoulder. There we go. And I'll put a little bit of wet glue underneath the top up here to hold it in place. So she's carrying her carrot over her shoulder. So I'm going to put my carrots on all my bunnies in the best location that I can find for that bunny. Okay, my little book is done. It's going to have something sit on it for a little bit to keep these things glued down. I had a few carrots that were a little long and would cover too much of the bunny, so all I did was trim them down, and I'll show you which ones they were. It was this one here. I just made it shorter so that it would not cover the face. I could lower it and it wouldn't get caught in the little crevice there, the little fold. And there's one on the back that had to be trimmed down, this one here. I think it's really cute. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had fun playing with some bunnies if you played along. And I think I'm ready to move on to something else now. Don't know what, I have no idea. Okay, so I'm gonna go and I'll say goodbye for now, and I will see you for day 67. Thanks for being here, I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later, bye-bye.